The future of Legends of Runeterra is looking bright with their new roadmap, showing improvements on top of improvements to the competitive scene. The rewards for competing are looking better than ever before. Do you want a piece of this pie? Do you want to dominate events for cash prizes and clout? Here is how you can start your journey. Know what to play. In the normal Riot Lock rule set, you bring 3 decks in a lineup, get to ban 1 deck, and play a best of 3 round. In this round, you cannot play with the deck that you have already won with. Within these decks, a combination of regions cannot be repeated. Champions cannot be repeated within the 3 decks either. You are only allowed to bring 1 deck without any champions. LOR will be split up into standard and eternal formats. In eternal, you can play any card that has been released. While in standard, some cards are taken out of the pool, in order for the meta to be easier to balance. Standard should be out around April 2023. In competitive card games, it is said that metas have levels to them. Level 1 has the best decks in the game with a lot of even or good matchups. Level 2 preys upon level 1. And level 3 preys upon level 2 but is oftentimes weak to level 1. Level 2 and level 3 are prone to having lower power levels or more bad matchups in the meta than level 1. To do a level 2 or level 3 lineup, you have to be 100% sure that you can beat what you expect to play against reliably, and that you expect to see the deck you are trying to counter enough for it to make sense. Ensure that in the case you don't see it, your lineup does not auto-lose into other common decks. A common strategy is bringing a level 1 deck and padding out the lineup with level 2. You can play the best deck while playing a mirror matchup or favored one into other people bringing level 1. When in doubt, just bring a lineup of level 1 and outskill mirrors. The ideal scenario is that you play a lineup that has the most amount of good matchups into what is going to be played. Whether it be reliably countering a deck you predict that almost everyone is going to bring, or just playing the best decks, but comfort and playstyle can also play into this. Why play something just because it's good, when you only started playing it the day before the tournament? You don't know squat about its matchups and, last but not least, you hate playing it. Remember that you are going to be playing the lineup for hours on end in these tournaments. Try to make the decks in your lineup both comfortable to play for you and good into the meta. Scour guides and meta tier lists for the hot new lists and tech cards, to get an edge in your deck choice or deck build. Study the matchup tables through sites like Runeterra.ar, Mastering Runeterra, LOR-stats and predict how your lineup will do into popular decks and lineups. Mastering Runeterra, Runeterra CCG and Boulevard's Tournament Tactician series are great places for looking for example lineups. Look at what decks dominate the ladder from the Masters leaderboard. Look at what lineups top players have brought to recent tournaments. Analyze why they won or lost. Like thinking about what they were targeting, what their matchups were, what were the tech cards. Think if you could play that lineup or improve upon it. Know how to play it. For the decks that you are bringing into a tournament, practice is important, because you need to know how to pilot them into all of the popular meta decks. You need to know all of the bells and whistles so that you don't crash and burn. What decks are all of them weak into or strong into? What decks are an auto-ban in the banning phase? What tech cards body certain matchups? What are the winning lines in bad matchups? You want to practice to a point where you rarely make misplays. In basically every official LOR tournament, casters are always praising the winning players on how they play perfectly. And practice will give you the edge you need to play on their level and eventually beat these tournament regulars. Practice by jamming some ladder games, playing scrims against friends, and playing all the tournaments that you have time for. Make notes after each match on what went wrong, and what you could do better to fix that mistake. Record your matches and VOD review. When you don't know what misplay to take notes on, or type out what took you to a victory in a match. During the banning phase, look at matchup tables to help you to ban. During the match, make use of open deck lists and play around the cards that they run. Learn from these tournament regulars and top players. Watch content creators for deck guides, high-level gameplay, ask questions about the meta in comment sections or stream chat, and in some cases play against them in scrims on stream. You can get private coaching as well. My streams are on Friday at around 7 PM EST, and you can expect regular, in-depth deck guides for meta decks on this channel. As Legends of Runeterra gets more and more competitive, group play is gonna get more and more important. Being in a team, asking for tips on your lineups, having easy access to top players to play against in specific matchups, or in a best of 3, and brainstorming winning strategies will accelerate your improvement. Scrims with VOD reviews with people who are actually playing in tournaments is the best stage for practice. The people in Team Keg have definitely done this for me. In the description is a link to a list of Legends of Runeterra teams. Know where to play it. LOR has a lot of tournaments for any aspiring competitor to sink their teeth into. Here is a breakdown of the in-client ones. A tournament season lasts 3 months. Every day, there is going to be a daily Rumble tournament with the rules changing each week. Rule sets can vary from ones that resemble Riot Lock to meme rules like free build. It takes green shards to enter. Swiss is when you play X amount of rounds against random opponents. Then you either get to a top cut, where it is usually a single elimination bracket, or get prizes based on the amount of Swiss rounds you won. In this case, you play Swiss and get trophies and titles as prizes. Trophies are progression points on your season reward track. The season reward track has cosmetics and most importantly a free win called a Prime Glory in the Runeterra Opens or World Qualifier Opens within a season. Every month there will be a Runeterra Open with either standard or eternal rules over a Saturday and Sunday. No barriers to entry. It's Swiss and normally prizes are trophies and titles. But, every second Runeterra Open in a tournament season will be a World Qualifier Open, after the beta tournament season going on now. In this, players with a certain amount of wins and losses go to a top cut on Sunday. The winners of the top cut get a direct invitation to the World Tournament. In the past for similar tri-monthly events, winners got $10,000 American dollars. Every year, there will be a World Tournament, where 64 players that qualify, fight to be the best in Legends of Runeterra. People can qualify through a combination of Runeterra points based on performance in Runeterra Opens and ladder, directly through winning a World Qualifier Open, select community-managed events or playing in a Last Chance Qualifier tournament. We will get more info on the Last Chance Qualifier event in the future. In past years, the winner took home $40,000 American dollars and a physical trophy. But, now they will also get a champion title. There are a bunch of community-managed or grassroots tournaments to enter. The Americas has tourneys hosted by the Mystic Shot podcast held weekly on a Tuesday, Lotus Esports, Herona, Mastering Runeterra and the Online League Series or OLS held monthly on a weekend. There are even team tourneys where you and your friends can play in teams of 2 or 3. Like ones from Aegis Esports or Sentinels. They can vary from distributing cash prizes to in-game currency. Most are free to enter while some are buy-in. In some you play Swiss, then top cut or play in a single elimination bracket. Join the LOR Tournament Discord to get up to speed with the latest grassroots tournaments. Riot is even planning to let winners get progress on qualifying for Worlds from winning these tournaments in the future. Check the description for links to a lot of the stuff I talked about in this video. Look in the pinned comments below for any important updates to this video, as the developers roll out more spicy new content. Comment on any guide that you would like to see in the future. In the card above and at the end screen of this video, is a short with some tips that could help you to avoid tilt while grinding tournaments. Like and subscribe for more in-depth competitive lore videos just like this.